Have you ever wondered, if there were a master key, one that could unlock every door between you and your dreams, what would it be? In his timeless classic, The Master Key System, Charles F. Honnell didn't just ask that question, he gave us the answer. He laid out a powerful step-by-step system that allows anyone to unlock the hidden power within and use it to shape their reality, achieve their goals, and live a life of purpose, abundance, and freedom. This isn't just a book. It's a path, a transformational journey. A journey into your own mind, your own potential, and the unlimited possibilities that live within you. Every lesson is a key. Every thought you master becomes a tool, and every action you take in alignment with this system brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. And the most incredible part? The master key has always been in your hands. So let's begin this journey together, with open minds, courageous hearts, and a deep belief that we were made for more. Because when you truly understand how to use the master key, you no longer react to life. You create it. Welcome to the beginning of a journey, not through the world outside, but deep into the world within you. In today's fast-paced world, we're often taught to look outward for the causes of our success or failure, joy or sorrow. But from the very first lines of the Master Key System, Charles F. Honnell reveals a profound truth. The origin of everything you experience begins in your own mind. Imagine your mind as a vast, fertile garden. Every thought you think is a seed. If you plant seeds of positivity, belief, desire, and clarity, you'll one day walk through a blooming garden of success and happiness. But if you unconsciously plant seeds of fear, doubt, limitation, or negativity, you'll find yourself lost in a wilderness of frustration and mediocrity. Here's the challenge. Most people don't realize they're planting anything at all. They let thoughts wander in and out unchecked, influenced by fear-driven media, old wounds, outside opinions, and limiting beliefs passed down through generations. It's like owning a luxury car but never learning how to drive, or worse, not even realizing it has an engine. Honnell teaches us that thought isn't just mental activity, it's energy, and energy follows certain laws. Every thought you think carries a specific vibrational frequency. Positive thoughts vibrate at high frequencies and attract experiences that match their energy. Negative thoughts operate at lower frequencies, drawing in struggle, lack, and resistance. This isn't magic, it's science. It's the law of attraction. It's cause and effect, and it starts with the one thing you can control, your thoughts. So how do you begin to use this incredible power within you? 1. Awareness. The first step is to become aware that you are the creator of your inner world. Everything you experience externally begins with a thought internally. You are not a bystander, you are the architect of your reality. 2. Control. Learn to observe and gently guide your thoughts. This doesn't mean forcing yourself to be positive all the time. It means you don't let negative thoughts rule your mind. When a limiting belief or fearful thought appears, don't resist it, recognize it, and then choose again. Choose a thought that empowers you. Focus. Your energy flows where your attention goes, so focus deliberately on what you want, not what you fear. When you direct your attention toward your dreams with clarity and intention, you set powerful forces into motion. 4. Practice. Like building a muscle, mastering your mind takes daily practice. Take time each day to reflect on your goals, express gratitude, visualize your ideal future, and fill your mind with thoughts that nourish your soul. This mental discipline compounds, and over time, it transforms. When you master your thoughts, you master your life. You stop reacting to the world and start shaping it. You stop being a victim of circumstance and become the conscious creator of your destiny. So start today. Observe your thoughts. Take the wheel. plant with intention. Because whatever you plant in the soil of your mind, that and only that will grow. The master key is not something outside of you. It's within you. And once you learn to use it, nothing will ever be the same. If your conscious mind is the captain giving orders, then your subconscious is the loyal crew tirelessly executing every command, whether you realize it or not. In the Master Key System, Charles F. Haanel places great emphasis on the subconscious as an infinite treasure chest, the seat of your creative power, and the force that brings your conscious desires into reality. The subconscious operates 24/7, even when you're asleep. It doesn't judge, it doesn't question, it doesn't analyze. It simply accepts and acts. If you constantly feed it thoughts of scarcity, illness, or failure, it will bring those realities into your life. But if you consistently plant seeds of abundance, health, and success, it will just as diligently work to manifest those instead. So, how do you begin to program your subconscious in a way that serves you? 1. Use auto-suggestion, self-suggestion. This is one of the most powerful ways to communicate with your subconscious. Repeatedly affirm positive statements about your goals in the present tense and with emotional intensity. Say things like, "I am becoming wealthier and more prosperous every day," or "I enjoy a life filled with vibrant health and energy." The key is not just to say it, but to feel it deeply, as if it's already true. 2. Visualization. The subconscious doesn't respond well to logic or complex reasoning, but it reacts powerfully to vivid imagery and emotion. Close your eyes and imagine, in great detail, that you've already achieved your goal. See it, hear it, feel it. The more real it becomes in your mind, the more easily your subconscious will accept it as truth. 3. Relaxation and focus. The subconscious is most receptive when the conscious mind is at rest. Spend time each day in deep relaxation, through meditation, deep breathing, or simply sitting in silence. In that peaceful state, focus your attention on your goals. This creates a powerful bridge to your inner world. 4. Eliminate negative thoughts. Your subconscious cannot hold two opposing thoughts at the same time. To plant positive seeds, you must first uproot the weeds of negativity. When fear or doubt creeps in, replace them immediately with an empowering belief. Don't argue with your old programming, override it. 5. Be consistent and patient. The subconscious learns through repetition. Don't expect instant results. This is a process of reconditioning your inner world. Practice daily. Let the new messages sink in, take root, and grow. Haanel compares the subconscious to a powerful machine, one that never sleeps and always obeys. The problem is that most people unknowingly give it the wrong instructions through their habitual negative thoughts and emotions. But here's the truth. You don't need to fight the outside world to change your life. You only need to realign your inner world. When you master your subconscious, you unlock the doors to every resource, opportunity, and breakthrough the universe can offer. The treasure is already inside you. Begin tapping into it today and watch your entire world begin to shift. Have you ever heard the saying, "Birds of a feather flock together"? Or maybe, "You attract what you are." These aren't just folk sayings, they're reflections of a powerful universal truth known as the law of attraction. Charles F. Haanel, in the Master Key System, breaks down this principle not as a fluffy idea or spiritual wishful thinking, but as a scientific and universal law, one that works all the time, for everyone, whether we believe in it or not. At its core, the law of attraction states that like attracts like. Your mind is a transmitter and receiver of energy. The thoughts and emotions you generate are like signals being broadcast out into the universe, and those signals magnetically attract experiences, people, and opportunities that match their frequency. If you constantly dwell on lack, fear, or frustration, you'll find more situations that reinforce those feelings. But if you tune into abundance, joy, and gratitude, the universe responds accordingly. This isn't about wishful thinking. It's about aligning your inner world with what you want to experience in the outer world. But here's the thing. Most people focus on what they don't want. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to fail. And guess what? The universe doesn't process negatives the way we do. It responds to emotion, to vibration, to frequency, not to words. So when you focus on lack or fear, that's the signal you're sending out, and the law of attraction brings more of it into your life. So how can you consciously harness this magnetic force? 1. Get clear on what you want. Vagueness brings vague results. Be specific. What kind of life do you want? What kind of relationships? Finances? Health? Write your desires down, speak them out loud, visualize them daily. The clearer the signal, the more accurate the response. 2. Feel it now. Emotion is the fuel of the law of attraction. It's not enough to think. You must feel as though your desire is already fulfilled. Let your heart race with excitement. Smile as if the miracle has already happened. This emotional charge turns wishes into reality. 3. Take inspired action. This law is not an excuse for passivity. Once you align your thoughts and emotions, opportunities will begin to appear. Pay attention. The right book, the right person, the right idea might show up when you least expect it. Your job? Act on it. That's how you become a co-creator, not just a dreamer. 5. Eliminate doubt and fear. These are the static that interferes with your broadcast. When fear arises, replace it with faith. When doubt creeps in, return to gratitude. Trust that the universe is always working, even if you can't see results yet. 6. Practice daily gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest emotional frequencies you can emit. When you appreciate what you have, no matter how small, you open the door for more abundance to flow into your life. Gratitude turns your current life into fertile ground for miracles. Hanel explains that every thought has a frequency. Every goal, every dream, every idea you hold has its own energetic signature. When you repeatedly think and feel in alignment with that dream, you tune in to its frequency. Like tuning in to a radio station, you begin to receive everything that vibrates at that same level. Look closely at successful people, not just the wealthy or famous, but those truly content and fulfilled. They aren't just working hard, they're vibrating on a frequency that attracts opportunities, solutions, and the right people. They are intentional with their thoughts and deliberate with their emotions. They don't wait for life to happen to them, they consciously create it. The law of attraction is not magic. It's not about manipulating reality or forcing outcomes. It's about understanding that your thoughts and emotions are the blueprint for your life experience. You are already using this law every single day. The question is, are you using it consciously? Start now. Begin by noticing your thoughts. Shift them gently toward hope, toward belief, toward abundance. Let your emotions reflect the future you want, not the past you fear. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions align with your desires, the universe can't help but respond. That's not a theory, it's a law. Have you ever wondered where all the world's greatest inventions came from? What fueled the masterpieces of art, the boldest breakthroughs in science, or the most transformative innovations in history? Charles F. Haanel, in The Master Key System, offers a powerful answer: the creative principle, a force within each of us that can transform thought into reality. This isn't a talent reserved for the gifted few. It's a universal law, a blueprint of creation available to anyone who chooses to learn and apply it. Creativity is not simply about making something new. It's the sacred process of taking a formless idea, an abstract spark in the mind, and shaping it into something tangible in the physical world. Look around you.
The phone in your hand, the chair you sit on, the building you pass by. All of it once existed only in someone's imagination. Someone saw it in their mind long before it appeared in the world. Hanno breaks down this process of creation into 4 transformative steps. 1. Thought, the seed of reality. Everything begins with a thought, a fleeting idea, a question, a vision. It's the initial spark, the seed from which all else grows. But a seed alone means nothing without intention. 2. Imagination, the blueprint of the mind. Imagination takes that thought and gives it shape. You see it, you refine it, you make it vivid, detailed, real. You envision yourself holding the finished product, living the dream, completing the journey. This isn't daydreaming, it's mental architecture. 3. Feeling, the fuel of manifestation. Emotion gives your vision life. Passion, joy, gratitude, excitement. These aren't just feelings, they're vibrations. They energize your idea. They lift it from static thought to dynamic force. When you feel as though your dream is already yours, the universe begins to respond. 4. Action, the bridge between thought and reality. Without action, creativity stays locked in the realm of ideas. Once you've imagined and charged your vision with feeling, the universe begins to open doors. Opportunities, people, insights, small whispers of guidance will appear. It's your job to walk through those doors, to act, to build. Here's the hidden challenge. Most of us unconsciously use the creative principle to produce the very things we don't want. We worry, fear, complain. We rehearse failure more than success. It's like owning a high-tech 3D printer and feeding it broken, flawed blueprints, then wondering why the final product disappoints us. To use the creative principle consciously, you must shift from reaction to intention. Get crystal clear. Know exactly what you want. Clarity brings power. Vague desires create vague results. Picture the life you want in vivid detail and revisit that image daily. Believe without doubt. Believe that your dream is possible. Believe that you have the power to bring it to life. And trust that the universe is always moving to support you. Focus with discipline. The world will try to distract you. Stay aligned with your vision. Remind yourself daily why it matters. Discipline your mind like a sculptor shaping marble. Every cut intentional. Take inspired action. Don't wait for the perfect time. Move when moved. Act when inspired. The moment you begin walking toward your dream, the path begins to light up. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest forms of creative energy. It's not just about saying thank you. It's about feeling thankful for what is and what is coming. Gratitude unlocks the door to more. Honnold reminds us that this creative power exists not somewhere outside of us, but within every cell, every breath, every conscious thought. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the creator of them. You don't wait for life to happen. You shape it, you mold it, you build it. So begin today. Picture what you truly want. Not what you fear, not what others expect, but what makes your soul light up. Infuse that picture with emotion. Hold it close. Then take one small step forward. One action, one choice, one bold move. That is how worlds are built. That is how your life begins to change. You are the architect, the creator. The master key is in your hand.
In today's world overflowing with information and endless distractions, the ability to focus your thinking has become an invaluable skill. Charles F. Haanel in the Master Key System recognized this power early on and called it one of the most important keys of all. He likened an unfocused mind to scattered light, weak and ineffective. But a focused mind? That's like a laser beam, precise, powerful, and capable of cutting through any obstacle. When you concentrate your thoughts, you are directing all of your mental energy to a single point, a specific goal. This focused intention generates a powerful magnetic force that draws ideas, opportunities, and resources towards you. On the other hand, a scattered mind attracts nothing of significance. You'll feel torn in many directions, constantly busy but achieving very little. So, how do you develop this extraordinary ability to focus your mind? 1. Define a clear goal. You can't focus on something if you don't know what you're aiming for. The clearer and more specific your goal is, the easier it is to fix your mind upon it. Vague desires lead to vague results, but a crystal clear vision acts like a lighthouse guiding your thoughts. 2. Eliminate distractions. Set aside time each day to practice focused thinking. Turn off your phone, find a quiet space, declutter your workspace. Your environment plays a big role in your ability to concentrate. 3. Start with simple focus exercises. Begin by focusing on a single object, like a book or a pen, for a few minutes. Keep your entire attention on that object. Don't allow any other thoughts to enter your mind. This isn't easy at first, but over time, your mental muscles will grow stronger. 4. Practice visualization. Once you've trained your focus on physical objects, shift to visualizing your goals. Picture them vividly, down to every detail. Hold that image in your mind as long as you can. This sharpens your focus and strengthens your belief. 5. Live in the present moment. Focus thrives in the now. Don't let your thoughts drift to the past or worry about the future. Unless you're using them as a tool for creation, stay rooted in the present. This is where your power lives. 6. Increase duration gradually. Like physical training, mental focus takes time. Start with 5-10 minutes a day and increase gradually. You'll be amazed at how much more powerful and calm your mind becomes with regular practice. 7. Use your breath as a tool. Slow, deep breathing helps calm the nervous system and center your attention. Before starting your focus session, take a few minutes to breathe and center yourself. 8. Make focus a lifestyle. Don't just treat concentration as a morning exercise. Bring it into every part of your day, while listening to someone, working on a task, or planning your future. The more you live with intention, the more focused your mind becomes. Hanno believed that the ability to concentrate was the secret behind every great achievement. It's not necessarily the most intelligent people who change the world, it's those who know how to concentrate all their mental and emotional energy toward one purpose and persist until it becomes real. Start sharpening your focus today. You'll not only find your productivity rising, but also discover a deeper sense of peace and control over your life. Focus is the laser energy of your willpower. It can cut through noise, doubt, fear, and delay. And when that power is directed toward a meaningful goal, nothing can stop you. We often believe we're rational beings, making decisions based on logic and conscious thought. But in the Master Key System, Charles F. Hanno reveals a powerful truth. Most of what we do daily is driven not by conscious choice, but by habit. Habits deeply embedded and executed by our subconscious mind. Reprogramming this subconscious through the formation of new habits is the key to transforming your life. Think about simple actions like brushing your teeth, driving a car, or reacting under pressure. These responses aren't conscious decisions, they're automatic behaviors shaped over time by repetition. This automation is incredibly efficient. It frees your conscious mind to handle new or complex situations. But here's the catch. If those automated behaviors, those habits, are negative, they act like faulty code running in the background, quietly sabotaging your success. Hanno emphasizes that every habit, good or bad, is formed by repetition. That's incredibly empowering. It means you have the ability to create new, empowering habits and dissolve old, self-limiting ones. You can reshape your subconscious and your destiny. So,
How do you begin reprogramming your subconscious through the power of habit? 1. Define the habit you want to build. Be specific. Do you want to read every morning, exercise daily, respond to challenges with optimism instead of fear? The clearer you are, the more powerful your intention becomes. 2. Start small and stay consistent. Don't try to overhaul your life overnight. Begin with one small action. Practice it every day. Consistency, not intensity, is the foundation of lasting habit. 3. Create a supportive environment. Set up your surroundings to make your new habit easier. If you want to read each morning, keep a book next to your bed. If you plan to exercise, lay out your workout clothes the night before. Your environment can either support or sabotage your goals. 4. Combine habits with affirmations. While practicing your new behavior, reinforce it with positive affirmations. For example, while exercising, say to yourself, "I am becoming stronger and more energized every day." 5. Visualize success. Before you act, visualize yourself performing the habit flawlessly. Imagine the satisfaction, the pride, the energy it brings. Visualization strengthens your belief, and belief feeds the subconscious. 6. Be disciplined at first. Forming a habit requires willpower in the beginning, but once it's rooted in your subconscious, it becomes automatic, no willpower required. 7. Be patient and forgive yourself. You'll slip. That's normal. What matters is how quickly you get back on track. Don't let a misstep turn into a surrender. Learn from it and begin again, stronger. 8. Learn from role models. Observe people who already live the habits you want. Study their routines, their mindset. Adapt their strategies to fit your life. Hanno believed that when you change your habits, you change yourself. The subconscious doesn't judge whether something is true or false, it simply absorbs what is repeated. And whatever is repeated becomes your reality. When you consistently plant positive thoughts and actions into your subconscious, you construct a new version of yourself, one that is stronger, more capable, and aligned with the success you desire. Look at anyone who's achieved greatness. They didn't just dream big, they acted in alignment with those dreams. They built habits that moved them forward little by little every day. Now it's your turn. Start shaping your future by shaping your habits. Let your subconscious become your greatest ally on the journey to success.
The human mind is not a single unified force. It's a complex system with layers that work together, often in silence. In the Master Key System, Charles F. Haanel sheds light on two primary aspects of the mind: the rational, conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Understanding how these two sides operate and interact is the master key to unlocking your full potential. The rational mind, your conscious awareness. This is the part of the mind that you are most familiar with. It's the you that thinks, chooses, judges, and acts with intention. The rational mind is responsible for logic and reasoning. It analyzes information and makes decisions based on data and experience. Willpower. It chooses your actions and sets your direction. Sensory awareness. It receives input from your five senses and processes the outside world. Critical thinking. It filters what you accept or reject as truth. Your conscious mind is like the gatekeeper of your mind. It chooses what gets passed down into the subconscious. According to Haanel, this is where your goals begin. This is the planning desk, the control center. But it's not where the real power lives. The subconscious mind, your silent engine. Below the surface, there lies a deeper, more powerful part of you, your subconscious. It is vast, timeless, and constantly working behind the scenes. It governs memory and experience. Every moment you've lived is stored here. Habits and reflexes. Everything you do automatically is directed by the subconscious. Emotions. It processes and stores your emotional experiences. Inner intelligence. It's the source of intuition, creativity, and connection to universal mind. Execution. It doesn't question your commands, it simply carries them out. Imagine your conscious mind as the captain of a ship and your subconscious as the crew. The captain gives the order, but the crew sails the ship. If the captain is indecisive or negative, the crew still obeys, often leading the ship into rough waters. This is why Haino emphasizes the importance of what you allow into your conscious thoughts, because it directly influences your subconscious programming. If you constantly feed your mind with fear, doubt, or conflicting desires, your subconscious will reflect those patterns back into your life, regardless of your conscious intentions. So, how do you align both minds? Set clear goals with your rational mind. Define exactly what you want. Write it down. Visualize it with clarity and detail. Impress those goals into the subconscious. Use techniques like autosuggestion, visualization, and emotional engagement to plant the seed deep within. Guard your mind from negativity. Your conscious mind must act as a filter. Don't let negative thoughts, media, or people pollute your inner programming. Trust the process. Once you've planted the seed, let go of the how. Trust your subconscious to do its work in divine timing. Act on inspiration. Your subconscious will speak through intuition, sudden insights, and opportunities. Act when they appear. Don't delay. Hano teaches that your greatest power lies in cooperation, not conflict, between your two minds. When your conscious mind is disciplined, focused, and purposeful, and your subconscious is aligned and working toward the same goals, your potential becomes limitless. Master both aspects of your mind, and you will master your destiny.
Every moment of life presents us with countless decisions, some small, others life-altering. And it is our ability to judge and choose wisely, with clarity and courage, that ultimately shapes the reality we live in. In the Master Key System, Charles F. Hano dedicates an entire chapter to this profound truth. The power to choose is among the most divine and transformative faculties we possess. Unlike any other creature, humans are gifted with conscious thought. We are not driven solely by instinct. We have the ability to pause, reflect, and select our responses. We can choose our thoughts, direct our emotions, take action, and decide how to respond to any situation. Every choice, whether made with full awareness or by default, plants a seed. Over time, these seeds grow into the garden of our lives. But here's the dilemma. Many of us hesitate when it comes to making decisions. We fear failure. We fear regret. We fear responsibility. So we delay. We overthink. Or worse, we let others choose for us. This avoidance may feel safe in the short term, but in truth, it quietly erodes our confidence and dilutes our potential. Life doesn't wait for indecision. Opportunities don't linger forever. And when you fail to decide, you surrender control to chance or to those who are willing to decide for you. Hano teaches that decision is not just a moment, it's a discipline. It's a way of approaching life that empowers you to live with purpose instead of passivity. So, how do you develop this power of sound judgment and decisive action? 1. Gather clarity, not just data. Yes, information matters. Before making a meaningful decision, educate yourself, learn the facts, understand the context. But be careful not to drown in endless research. Sometimes what we call analysis is just fear in disguise. The goal is not to know everything, but to know enough to move forward confidently. Tune in to your inner voice. Your intuition is a compass. It's the quiet wisdom that often knows before your mind catches up. Once you've thought things through, sit in silence. Listen to your gut. Often, that gentle nudge from within is the truest guide. Decide boldly and swiftly. Once the decision feels aligned, act. Don't second-guess yourself into paralysis. Momentum is a powerful ally. When you move forward with intention, you awaken energy, creativity, and courage. 5. Stand firm in your commitment. After choosing, commit fully. Of course, life may challenge you. Doubts may creep in. But strength grows from consistency. Only shift direction if new, solid evidence arises, not just fleeting emotions. 6. Embrace risk with grace. Every decision carries some level of uncertainty. That's part of being alive. The goal is not perfection, but progress. Be willing to leap, knowing you've done your best with what you knew at the time. 7. Grow through mistakes, not from shame. Mistakes are not failures. They are feedback. If a decision leads to an unexpected outcome, don't retreat in self-judgment. Ask, what did I learn? What will I do differently next time? This is how wisdom is earned. 8. Strengthen your willpower daily. Judgment and decision-making are muscles. Each time you choose to act with purpose, you reinforce your inner strength. This isn't about control. It's about honoring your own agency. Honnold reminds us that every decision is a building block in the structure of your life. The home you live in, the reality you experience, was constructed choice by choice. Even the smallest ones matter. Choosing what to believe, how to react, what to pursue, and when to let go. These seemingly ordinary moments shape everything. So ask yourself, am I deciding or am I drifting? Am I consciously directing my life or letting others steer the wheel? You were born with the key to creation, and that key is your ability to choose. Use it boldly, use it wisely, and over time, you'll find that every decision you make in alignment with your highest truth leads you one step closer to the life you were meant to live. In a noisy world overflowing with distractions and information, the ability to focus and perceive clearly is not just a valuable skill, it's a vital key to achieving anything meaningful. Charles F. Hannell, in the Master Key System, emphasizes that these aren't just useful habits, but foundational principles for unlocking your inner potential and connecting with infinite intelligence. Focus, the magnetic force of the mind. As we explored in Chapter 5, focus is the art of directing all your mental energy toward a single purpose or objective, shutting out the noise of the world. Hanno compares an unfocused mind to a weak flashlight, barely illuminating anything. But when that same mental energy is concentrated, it becomes a laser beam, capable of cutting through the toughest barriers. When you learn to focus, you begin to generate a powerful magnetic force. This force attracts ideas, resources, and people aligned with your goals. It gives you clarity, strengthens your resolve, and helps you stay centered when things get tough. Without focus, your energy is scattered, your actions become reactive, and your life drifts without direction. But with it, you become unstoppable. Perception, seeing with inner vision. Perception is more than just what we see with our eyes. It's how we interpret, understand, and respond to the world around us. It's the ability to see through illusions, beyond limitations, and into the deeper meaning of things. Perception connects you with wisdom, with truth, and with the unseen forces guiding your journey. A heightened perception allows you to spot opportunities others miss. It lets you understand people better, anticipate outcomes more accurately, and adjust your path with intelligence and grace. Most importantly, it allows you to recognize your own limiting beliefs and dissolve them. So how do we cultivate focus and perception in a world that constantly pulls us in 1,000 directions? Daily practices to strengthen focus and perception. Start small and train daily. Hanno suggests beginning with simple focus exercises, such as concentrating on a small object for several minutes without letting your mind wander. Over time, increase both the duration and complexity. Think of it like building a muscle. The more you train, the stronger your mental focus becomes. Define clear, specific goals. You can't hit a target you can't see.
The clearer and more detailed your goals are, the easier it is to channel your focus toward them. Ambiguity breeds distraction. Clarity breeds discipline. Eliminate distractions ruthlessly. Create an environment that supports your focus. Turn off notifications. Close unnecessary tabs. Say no to multitasking. Give yourself permission to go deep into your task without interruption. Practice mindfulness. Being present in the moment is the gateway to both focus and perception. Whether you're washing dishes or having a conversation, do it with full attention. Observe your thoughts without judgment. This strengthens your mental presence and deepens your perception. Ask powerful questions. Curiosity sharpens perception. Ask yourself, what's really going on here? What can I learn from this? Is there another way to see this? The better the questions you ask, the clearer your inner vision becomes. Reflect and journal. Writing down your thoughts, insights, and challenges helps you process information deeply. It keeps your focus sharp and your awareness growing. Believe in your power. The most important element in building focus and perception is belief. Belief that you can change, grow, and master your mind. Your self-image sets the limit for what's possible. Raise it, and your world will expand with it. Hanno reminds us that when you master focus, you gain control over your thoughts. When you refine perception, you begin to see life through the lens of truth and possibility. Together, these two forces make you an architect of your reality. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop chasing and start attracting. In a world that rewards distraction, those who cultivate focus and awareness become rare and powerful. They are the ones who rise above noise, cut through illusion, and build a life of purpose, clarity, and extraordinary results. In this ever-evolving universe, nothing stands still. Every element, every life form, every thought obeys a fundamental principle, the law of growth. Charles F. Hannell in The Master Key System teaches that this law is not just reserved for nature, but also governs our thoughts, actions, and results. Simply put, you reap what you sow. This law is the bedrock of all progress and achievement. A tiny seed has the potential to become a towering tree. A simple idea in your mind can grow into a world-changing business. But potential alone isn't enough. You must plant the seed, nurture it, and have the patience to let it grow. Hannell emphasizes that we are constantly sowing seeds every single day, through our thoughts, emotions, words, and actions. If you sow seeds of fear, doubt, and negativity, you will inevitably reap confusion, setbacks, and dissatisfaction. But if you sow seeds of hope, clarity, belief, and intentional bowls, your harvest will be one of abundance, peace, and success. Conscious sowing, planting seeds of success. To work with the law of growth intentionally, you must become aware of what you're planting. Sow positive thoughts. Focus your mental energy on what you desire, not on what you fear. Every thought carries a vibration that shapes your reality. Speak with intention. Words are seeds too. Speak with affirmation and confidence. Avoid complaints, gossip, or self-doubt. Act with purpose. Take actions that are aligned with your goals. Be helpful, generous, and diligent in everything you do. Nurture what you plant. Planting the seed is just the beginning. Growth requires attention and effort. Feed with faith. Believe in the outcome, even when you can't see it yet. Doubt weakens your energy. Faith strengthens it. Water with emotion. Attach positive emotions to your vision. The stronger the emotion, the deeper the seed takes root. Protect from weeds. Just as gardens attract weeds, your mind can be invaded by negativity, from media, toxic people, or limiting beliefs. Guard your mental environment. Patience is power. Growth doesn't happen overnight. The biggest mistake people make is giving up before the harvest arrives. The law of growth demands consistency. Keep watering the seed even when there's no sign of sprouting. Trust the process. The root always comes before the fruit. Stay the course. Persist when it's slow. Celebrate small progress. Act when inspired. Once your seed starts growing, the universe will begin to send you opportunities. Your job is to be aware and ready. Take bold, inspired action when those doors open. Don't hesitate. Momentum favors the brave. Replace old habits with growth habits. Your daily habits are seeds too. Replace destructive behaviors with empowering ones. Even the smallest repeated action, done with intention, compounds over time and creates massive transformation. Hanel beautifully compares your mind to a fertile garden. It will produce whatever you plant. If you do nothing, weeds will grow by default. In the same way, if you do not consciously plant uplifting, empowering thoughts, your mind will be overrun by negativity absorbed from the outside world. So take charge. Become the farmer of your life. Choose your seeds wisely. Be deliberate in your thoughts, your words, your goals, your habits. Nurture them with care and trust that the harvest will come. Because the law of growth never fails. It's a universal promise. What you sow, you will reap. Fear is one of the greatest barriers that stands between us and our true potential. In the Master Key System, Charles F. Hanel doesn't merely acknowledge fear, he dissects it, exposing its illusions and offering a clear path toward its defeat. According to Hanel, when we understand the nature of fear and learn to master it, we unlock the door to genuine personal freedom and lasting success. At its core, fear is not real in the physical world. It doesn't have form, weight, or substance. Instead, it is a mental state, a shadow cast by the negative side of our imagination. Whenever we worry, we are rehearsing unwanted outcomes in our minds. And as we've learned from the law of attraction and the principle of creation, what we consistently dwell upon in our thoughts tends to become our reality. The most common fears people face are often subtle but powerful. The fear of poverty, the fear of illness, the fear of criticism, the fear of loss, the fear of aging, and the fear of death. These fears creep into our minds and quietly shape our decisions. They make us hesitate. They paralyze us. We get trapped in a cycle, afraid to act because we might fail, and by refusing to act, we ensure failure. So how do we overcome these powerful mental chains? 1. Name it and analyze it. The first step in overcoming fear is awareness. You must identify exactly what you're afraid of. Be honest with yourself. What is the fear? Where does it come from? What is the worst-case scenario, and how likely is it to actually happen? When fear is exposed to the light of rational thought, it begins to lose its grip. Often, we realize that the monster under the bed was only a shadow all along. 2. Face it head-on. Action is the antidote to fear. If you're afraid of failing, the solution is to take action, even if it might fail. If you're afraid of public speaking, speak in front of others. The more you do the thing that scares you, the smaller that fear becomes. Courage doesn't mean not being afraid. It means moving forward despite it. 3. Reprogram your mind. Fearful thoughts are like weeds. They grow wild if left unchecked. But the mind cannot hold two opposing thoughts at once. When fear creeps in, consciously replace it with affirmations of faith, confidence, and strength. Use autosuggestion. Speak new truths to yourself. Say, I am calm, I am capable, I am stronger than this fear. 4. Focus on purpose. When your mind is consumed with your goals, your dreams, your vision, your mission, there is little room left for fear. Fear thrives in an idle mind, but a focused mind becomes a fortress. Let your vision be so big that your fear becomes too small to matter. 5. Visualize victory. Instead of imagining what could go wrong, begin to vividly imagine what could go right. See yourself succeeding, overcoming, growing. Feel the pride, the peace, the power.
This mental picture creates momentum, energy, and belief. You become what you believe. 6. Act without delay. Procrastination is often just fear wearing a mask. The longer you wait, the larger fear grows in your mind. Take action quickly. Move while the spark is alive. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be forward. Motion destroys anxiety. 7. Seek support. You don't have to conquer fear alone. Share your struggle with someone you trust, a mentor, a friend, or a mastermind group. Sometimes just putting your fears into words can lessen their weight. Other times, the encouragement of others is the very push you need to act. 8. Practice gratitude. Fear focuses on what could go wrong. Gratitude focuses on what's already going right. Take time each day to recognize what you have: your health, your family, your gifts, your progress. Gratitude changes your emotional state and builds resilience. It reminds you that you've already overcome so much. Hanel teaches us that fear is not an enemy out there in the world. It's a phantom we've created within. And just as we created it, we can dismantle it. The truth is, fear only has power when we hand it the keys. But when we learn to rule our minds, fear loses its throne. You were not born to live in fear. You were born to live in purpose, in passion, and in power. Beyond fear lies the life you've always wanted. Freedom is not found in the absence of fear. It is found in the mastery of it. Every great achievement begins with the decision to stop letting fear drive. From this moment forward, decide to reclaim that power. The road to true freedom begins not on the outside, but within you. It begins when you no longer run from your fear, but walk toward it and through it. That's where your greatness lives.
If thought is energy and the subconscious is the executor, then the will is the commander, the captain steering the ship of your life. In the Master Key System, Charles F. Hanel emphasizes the absolute importance of developing and consciously using your will. He sees it as the power to govern your mind and shape your destiny. Willpower is not some mystical gift reserved for a chosen few. It is an inner strength that every single person possesses. Like a muscle, it can be trained and strengthened through consistent use. Your will is your ability to focus your thoughts, to maintain unwavering attention on a single goal despite distractions, make firm decisions, to choose with clarity and stay committed to that choice, persevere, to keep moving forward despite failures, fatigue, or discouragement. Control your emotions, to prevent negative feelings from dominating your actions. Build habits, to repeat positive behaviors until they become second nature. Hanel asserts that the difference between success and failure often lies in the development and application of the will. Successful people direct their thoughts intentionally, stay loyal to their vision, and push through resistance. Unsuccessful people let their minds drift, react passively to life, and retreat in the face of difficulty. So how do you train and strengthen your will? Set clear goals. You can't direct your will towards something vague. The more specific and vivid your goal, the easier it becomes for your will to latch onto it. Start small. Great strength is built with small victories. Get up 10 minutes earlier. Finish that task you've been avoiding. Read an extra page. Each small act is a workout for your will. Make and keep commitments. When you make a decision, no matter how minor, stick to it. Every time you follow through, you send a message to your subconscious: I can be trusted. Overcome procrastination. Procrastination is the enemy of will. The moment you feel the urge to delay, act immediately. Action breaks inertia. Stay present. Your will is sharpest in the present moment. Avoid dwelling on the past or fearing the future. Focus on what you can do now. Practice positive affirmations. Repeat empowering beliefs daily. I am strong-willed. I follow through. I finish what I start. Face discomfort. Willpower grows when challenged. Don't shy away from discomfort. See it as an opportunity to forge a stronger you. Take care of your body. A strong will needs a strong foundation. Fuel your body with proper rest, exercise, and nourishment. In truth, the will is limitless. When fully awakened, it becomes the supreme force within you, able to command thoughts, guide emotions, and drive action. With it, you are no longer a passenger in life, but the deliberate architect of your own journey. Start strengthening your will today. Don't wait. Every moment you choose discipline over distraction, perseverance over quitting, and clarity over confusion, you grow more powerful. With each act of will, you unlock the extraordinary ability to achieve anything you deeply desire. Everything in the universe is either growing or dying. From a tiny seed that sprouts into a towering tree, to a simple idea that evolves into a billion-dollar enterprise, growth is nature's most consistent law. Charles F. Hannell, in The Master Law of Growth, asserting it as, growth is not just about getting bigger. It's about evolving, expanding, and enhance. It means becoming more in order to attract more. To have more, you must give more. To receive abundance, you must plant the right seeds and nourish them with intention and consistency. Hannell makes it clear, this law applies to every part of your life. Your mind expands when you continue to learn. Stop learning and your thinking contracts. Your finances grow when you develop your value, when you solve bigger problems, serve more people, or bring something truly meaningful to the marketplace. Your relationships thrive when you invest time, empathy, and presence. Your health improves when you nourish your body, rest it well, and keep it in motion. The hard truth is, most people want a harvest without planting. They want success without growth, wealth without value, love without giving, and it simply doesn't work that way. The law of growth is not negotiable. Either you work with it or you fall behind. So, how do you apply this powerful law? Become a lifelong learner. Read, observe, reflect. Every day holds a lesson if you're paying attention. Elevate your value. Focus on improving your skills, character, and contribution. The more value you create, the more growth you unlock. Give before you ask. When you give freely, your knowledge, your help, your attention, you make space for the universe to return it to you tenfold. Focus on quality over quantity. It's not about doing more. It's about doing better. Better work, better conversations, better decisions. Embrace change. Growth requires discomfort. You'll have to stretch. You'll have to leave what's familiar. But that's where the magic is. Stay persistent. Growth is not always dramatic or fast. It's often subtle, invisible, even frustrating. But like seeds in the soil, the roots are growing before anything breaks the surface. Be conscious of your growth. Track it, reflect on it. Appreciate how far you've come, even if you're not yet where you want to be. According to Hannell, the law of growth is universal and infallible. It works every single time if you do. If you plant good seeds, thoughts of abundance, acts of kindness, daily improvements, they will grow. Slowly, quietly, but inevitably. The choice is yours. You can either drift through life wishing for change or commit to growing day by day. You don't need to make giant leaps. Start with one habit, one book, one effort to be 1% better today than yesterday. That's how you plant the seeds of greatness. If you commit to this path, your life won't just change, it will blossom. Step into growth and you step into your most abundant, powerful self. Have you ever started a project with burning excitement only to abandon it at the first sign of difficulty? If so, you're not alone. Many people begin with passion but fall short when challenges appear. In the Master Key System, Charles F. Hannell emphasizes that persistence and enduring will are two of the most critical traits that determine whether a person succeeds or fails. He calls them the invisible forces that carry you through the storm. When talent isn't enough, when motivation runs dry, and when the world seems to say, "You can't." But make no mistake, persistence isn't about blind repetition. It's not about doing the same thing over and over without change or thought. Real persistence is the ability to hold your vision clearly in your mind, even in the darkest moments. It's that quiet but unshakable belief that no matter how hard it gets, you will keep moving forward. Even when the world turns its back on you. Even when you doubt yourself. Why is persistence so vital? Because success takes time. Every great achievement, whether building a business, creating art, changing your body, or transforming your life, requires long, often painful effort. There are no shortcuts. Because failure is part of the path. Everyone fails. The successful are not the ones who avoid failure, they're the ones who learn from it, grow from it, and keep going. Because persistence builds self-trust. Each time you push through, you build belief in yourself. You start to see yourself as someone who doesn't quit, and that changes everything. Because persistence attracts opportunity. Often, breakthroughs come just after most people would have given up. But if you stay in the game longer than others, you're there when the tide finally turns. Because willpower is like a muscle. It strengthens through challenge. The more you practice perseverance, the easier it becomes to stay the course. So, how can you cultivate persistence and an unbreakable will? Set clear, specific goals. A vague dream won't keep you going, but a vivid, detailed vision, a goal you can see, feel, and believe in, will pull you forward when motivation fades. Fuel your desire. As stated in earlier chapters, desire is the fire that ignites will. If you truly want something, you'll find a way. Fan that flame daily. Strengthen your belief. When you believe success is inevitable, quitting becomes unthinkable. Speak it, visualize it, own it. Build a detailed plan. Knowing your next step, even if it's small, gives you structure and direction during hard times. Act despite fear. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward in spite of it. Don't wait to feel fearless, move anyway. Surround yourself with positive people. Find those who uplift, not those who doubt. Their energy will either drain you or fuel you. Use affirmations and autosuggestion. Repeat statements like, "I am persistent, I do not quit." Let your subconscious absorb your identity as a resilient, unstoppable person. Keep the big picture in mind. When setbacks come, zoom out. Remind yourself why you started. Feel what it will be like when you arrive. That emotional connection will reignite your drive. Hanel teaches that the power of persistent will is unstoppable. It's a force that no obstacle, no rejection, no failure can resist if you stay with it long enough. History is filled with examples. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. Abraham Lincoln faced endless defeats before becoming one of the greatest U.S. presidents. They succeeded not because they were the smartest, but because they refused to quit. The truth is, the road to your dreams will never be smooth. It's filled with turns, delays, critics, and doubt. But it's also lined with growth, breakthroughs, and transformation if you keep walking. And often, it's right after you feel like giving up that the miracle happens. So the next time you feel like quitting, pause, take a breath, remind yourself who you are, why you started, and where you're going. Then take just one more step. Because that one step might be the one that changes everything. We've traveled a long way through the power of thought, the subconscious mind, universal laws, and the personal traits needed for success. Now, at the end of this journey, Charles F. Haanel reveals one of the greatest secrets of all.
your ability to connect with infinite intelligence, the source of all wisdom, creativity, and breakthroughs. This is the final master key, the one that unlocks all doors. Infinite intelligence isn't some mystical or religious concept. Hanel defines it as a universal energy, a field of limitless knowledge and insight that surrounds and flows through everything. And here's the astonishing truth. Anyone can tap into it. You just need to train your mind to align with it. So, how do you connect with infinite intelligence? 1. Quiet the mind through meditation. Stillness is the gateway. When you meditate, you silence the noise of everyday thoughts and open space for deeper insights to arise. Just a few minutes a day of sitting in silence, focusing on your breath, and letting go of distractions can open the channel to this higher source. 2. Think positive, uplifting thoughts. Infinite intelligence resonates at high frequencies: love, gratitude, confidence, purpose. The more you fill your mind with these emotions, the easier it becomes to tune in and receive inspiration. 3. Focus on a clear purpose. Clarity is powerful. When you have a defined goal and concentrate your energy on it, you send out a strong signal. That signal attracts ideas, people, and opportunities from the infinite field of possibilities. 4. Trust inner nudges and intuition. Sometimes a sudden idea flashes into your mind. A quiet voice inside urges you to act. Don't ignore it. These moments are often infinite intelligence whispering to you. Learn to recognize and follow them. 5. Act on inspiration immediately. The universe rewards action. When you receive an insight, act on it quickly, before fear or doubt creep in. You don't need to see the whole path, just take the first step. 6. Practice deep gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful connector. It shifts your mind from scarcity to abundance. When you're thankful, not just for what you have, but for what's coming, you open the door even wider for infinite intelligence to flow in. 7. Eliminate fear and doubt. These are mental blocks. They cloud your connection and pull you away from your source. When fear arises, meet it with faith. When doubt creeps in, speak affirmations of truth and strength. 8. Use visualization and affirmations. See yourself receiving wisdom. Feel yourself being guided. Say to yourself daily, I am connected to infinite intelligence. The answers I seek are already within me. This trains your subconscious to believe and receive. Hanel teaches that when you've mastered all the previous keys, thought power, belief, desire, persistence, you naturally develop this ability. It's like assembling a machine. All the pieces are in place. Now you just need to plug it in. Once connected, you're no longer alone in your journey. You have access to an endless supply of ideas, courage, and clarity. What once seemed impossible becomes possible. Obstacles lose their power. So remember, this final key is not something you need to search for outside yourself. It's already inside you, waiting to be awakened. Start tuning in today. The wisdom, the guidance, and the miracles are all within reach.